So yesterday we have started lesson periodic classification of elements. Okay. So in that we have studied about classification of elements. Okay. What are elements? What are the types of elements? Right. Then we have studied about the metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Then we have studied about the atoms. What is the atom? Okay, it is the smallest particle of the matter. It's subatomic particle, that is the protons, electrons, neutrons. What number, right? So atomic number of an element is the total number of protons in the nucleus of the atom of that element. Then atomic mass number, it is the combined number of protons and neutrons in an atom. Okay. Then we have seen the difference between the molecules of elements and compounds, like combination of two or more atoms of the same type. It is the element. Combination of two or more atoms of different types is the compound. Then we have seen what is the classification of elements. It is the arrangement of elements into different groups on the basis of the similarities in their properties. This is called as the classification of the elements. Then we have seen what is the need of classification. For its systematic study, we need to classify the elements. Okay. Then we have studied about the Dobereiner's classification. So according to the Dobereiner, when the elements are arranged in the order of increasing atomic mass in a triad, the atomic mass of the middle element found to be approximately equal to the arithmetic mean of the atomic masses of the other two elements. Okay, so we have also studied the three examples. So suppose, for example, here you have the group of three elements, like first we will see lithium, sodium, and potassium. So these are arranged according to mass. So here we consider the middle element sodium. So it is the average of the atomic mass of the other two elements. So we have to calculate that. So we have 6.9 divided by 2, we get 23, okay, which is equal to the actual atomic mass of the sodium. But there is a defect in the classification. So the defect that all the then known elements could not be correctly arranged into the triads. Okay, so let us see after this the next is, that is Newland, how he tried to the elements. Okay, so John Newland, who was an English scientist, arranged the known elements in the order of increasing atomic mass and called it the law of octaves. So it is known as the Newland's law of octaves. Okay, pay attention. What he has done, he has arranged the known elements in the order of increasing atomic mass. Okay, so this is very important. Here also he has considered atomic mass as the fundamental property, and he has arranged that elements in the order of the increasing atomic mass. Okay, so it contains the elements from hydrogen to helium, and according to this law, the property of every 8 elements were similar to that of the first element. Okay, now let's consider this. Let us see that. Now, everyone knows about the music system, right? In the music, we have the 7 notes. Now, if we consider the Indian music, now in the Indian music system, there are 7 main notes. That is Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Dha, Ni. Okay, and their collection is called as the Saptak. Now, the frequency of the notes goes on increasing from Sa to Ni. Okay, then comes the Sa of the Saptak. Okay, at the double frequency of the original Sa. So, what does this mean? It means that the notes repeat after completion of one Saptak, right? Even if you consider the Western music, the notes of the Western music are like do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti. Okay. So the note, that is the do, having double the original frequency comes again at the eighth place. So this is the octave of the note, right? So similarly here also he has arranged the elements in the similar way where the element, okay, and the eighth element they show the similar property. Okay, for example, if we consider here, you can observe the notes that are here. We have sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, and again this sa is repeated. Okay, so you can count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and again 8 time it is repeated with the first one, isn't it? So similarly, we can consider for the elements. Suppose here you have the hydrogen. Okay, below the note sa. So here, if you consider first one, hydrogen, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So here at the first element, at the eighth element have the similar properties. Okay. So from here you have to count. You have to count from the atom which you have considered. Okay. Suppose we will consider from lithium. So here it will come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So the sodium element will come at the 8th position and lithium is at the first. So according to the Newlands, what he said that the property of the first element and the eighth element is similar. Okay, just like musical notes. Okay, so this is how the Newlands arranged the elements according to their increasing atomic masses, and he found that every 8 element had properties similar to those of the first. Okay. So here also you can see. So it is exactly like the octaves, that is the notes of the music. So he found that when the elements were arranged in the increasing order of their atomic masses into octaves, there was similarity of the property in every 8 element. Okay, so this is how you are going to remember octaves. In the octaves only you should remember all these things, that the property of the first element and the eighth element is similar, okay, according to the Newlands. Then again, there are some defects in this classification. Okay. Now let us see what are defects of the classification. Now all the known elements and elements discovered later could not be correctly arranged into the octave. Yes. So whatever the elements that were known and the elements which were discovered later, they could not be arranged into these octaves. And some elements having the different properties were placed in the same rows, like having the different properties are placed along with the fluorine and bromine. Okay, and iron having the properties similar to the cobalt and nickel are placed in the different rows. Okay, now let us see. Okay, so see here. Here you have the cobalt and nickel. Okay. So this cobalt and nickel, it is placed along with the halogens. Now, which are the halogens over here? So we have the, like we have fluorine, and bromine. So these are the halogens. So this cobalt and nickel is placed along with the halogens, whereas it is having the properties different than this compounds. Okay, different than this fluorine, and bromine. Still, it is placed along with it. Okay, and iron, which is having the properties similar to that of the cobalt and nickel, it is placed from the cobalt and nickel. Okay, so you can see the cobalt and nickel. Okay, and here we have the iron. And whereas the cobalt and nickel, and they are having the similar properties, still they are placed in the two different rows. Okay, so this was the defect in this classification. Then the law was applicable to elements up to calcium only. Okay, it was applicable only up to the calcium. Then what about other elements? Or we should not consider the other elements. Okay, and it contained only the 56 elements. Further, it was assumed by the Newlands that only the 56 elements existed in the nature and no more elements would be discovered in the future. Okay, so this was according to him that he considered that, okay, now he is having the information about this 56 element. So he considered that this 56 elements existed in the nature and in future no more elements would be discovered. Okay, then in fit elements into the table, Newlands adjusted the two elements in the same slot and also puts unlike elements under the same node. For example, cobalt and nickel that we have seen are in the same slot and these are placed in the same column as chlorine, chlorine and bromine, which have very different properties than these elements. And we have seen iron, which resembles the cobalt and nickel in property, has been placed differently away from these elements. Okay, so this is also the defect that he tried to adjust the two elements in the slot. Like here, we have seen cobalt and nickel are placed in the same place in this box, right? It is not the case that the two elements should be placed in the same slot. So this was the defect in his classification. Then we have seen that he did not have any provision to accommodate the newly discovered element. And whatever the new element was discovered later, so the property of the new element which was discovered later did not fit in the Newland's law of octaves. Okay. So this was about the Newland's law of octaves. So what you have to remember in this that according to the Newland's law of octave, the property of the first element and the eighth element were similar. Okay, and he has arranged these elements in the increasing order of their atomic mass. Okay, then about the limitations, what I can say that it had no place for the newly discovered elements, and some of the elements placed in the same slot. Okay, and these elements which were placed in the same slot, it was observed that it was placed along with the elements which were having the property other than these elements. Okay, and the elements which are having the same property, like the iron, which is having the same like the cobalt and nickel, so they are placed far away from each other. So this was the limitation of the Newland's law of octaves. Okay, now let us see who is the next scientist to classify the elements properly. So next one we have the Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev was a professor in the St. Petersburg University. He made the separate cards for every known element showing its atomic mass. Okay. He arranged the cards in accordance with the atomic masses and properties of the elements, which resulted in the invention of the periodic table of elements. Okay, so what he has done, he made a separate card for every known element. Okay, and it showed its atomic mass. and those parts he arranged them according to the atomic mass and the properties. Okay, which finally resulted in the invention of the periodic table of elements. So this scientist developed the periodic table of elements during the period 1869 to 1872. Now, this Mendeleev's periodic table is the most important step in the classification of. So, Mendeleev considered the fundamental property of element, namely the atomic mass, as the standard. What he has considered? Atomic mass as the fundamental property. Okay, so it was a most important contribution on arrangement of elements after Newland was given by a Russian chemist, that is the Mendeleev. Now let us study some terminologies. Okay. Periodic table. What is the periodic table? It is a chart or table of elements where elements having the similar physical properties characteristics are placed in a similar vertical column, which we call as the group. Okay, remember this thing. Vertical column, we call it as the group. What is meant by periodic? So we are talking about the periodic classification. Okay, so what does this word mean? The elements having similar properties are repeated after a certain intervals or periods. Therefore, we are that is the periodic. Okay, remember this thing. The elements having similar properties are repeated after certain intervals. Okay. Then group. Vertical rows of elements present in the periodic is called as the group. Then what is the period? Horizontal row of elements present in the periodic table is known as period. Okay, remember this thing. So we are often using the word that is a group and what is the period. Okay, remember group. Vertical rows of elements present in the periodic table is called group. What is the period? That is the of elements present in the periodic table is known as the period. Okay. So Mendeleev arranged the then known all 63 elements in order of the increasing atomic masses and similarities in their physical and chemical properties. Among the chemical properties, he specially concentrated compounds formed by the elements with oxygen and hydrogen. So element we have the oxides and that with the hydrogen we call it as the hydrides. Okay. Then he considered the physical properties also as well as chemical properties. So in chemical properties, he concentrated on the compounds which were formed by the elements with the oxygen and with the hydrogen. The formula of hydrides and oxides formed by an element were considered as one of the basic property of an element for arrangement in the Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay. Now in 1869, Mendeleev formulated now which is known as the periodic law. So the law is stated as follows. The properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic masses. Okay. So here also he has considered atomic mass as the fundamental property. Okay. So he has considered the atomic mass of the element and the properties of elements are functions. So now only I told you what is the meaning of the term periodic. It means that the property of the element is repeated after a certain interval. It's called as the periodic function. So you should know this. What is the periodic law? So the properties of elements are periodic of their atomic mass. So this is the periodic law. This means if the elements are arranged in order of the increasing atomic masses, then those with the similar properties are repeated at the regular intervals. Yes. Means if the elements are arranged in order of their increasing atomic mass, then those with the similar properties will be repeated at the regular intervals. So therefore, we are calling it as the periodic. So on the basis of the periodic law, Mendeleev presented his classification in the form of a table, which is now known as the Mendeleev's periodic table. Now, oxygen and hydrogen are very reactive and form compounds with most of the metals. Okay. If general formula of oxide and hydrides of elements are same, then they show the similar chemical properties. Now, this table consists of vertical columns called the groups and horizontal rows period. So this thing you have to remember. Okay, see here. Vertical column and horizontal row. So vertical column we call as the group and horizontal rows we call as the period. Okay, if you remember in this way, it will be easy. Vertical column, group, horizontal row, that is the period. So there are only 8 groups in the table. Mendeleev left some vacant places for the yet undiscovered elements. Noble gases were not discovered then, so he did not provide any place for them in the periodic table. So Mendeleev's idea was remarkable in that he used a fundamental atomic property, that is atomic mass, as the basis of classification. So elements, he laid special emphasis on the 2 factors. Which are the 2 factors? Similar elements were grouped together and the elements were arranged in order of their atomic mass. So here you can see the Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay. So here we have the 8 vertical column, that is the group, and horizontal rows are called as the period. Okay. So here you can see how the elements are arranged in the order of their atomic mass. Okay. So the direction is also given here. Periods. Here you can see this arrow. Okay, so these are the periods. And here you have the groups. Okay. As we have seen that, here, Mendeleev left some vacant places for the yet undiscovered elements. Okay. And the noble gases were not discovered then. Okay. So here you can see that some vacant places can be seen. So that vacant places he has kept elements which will be discovered later. Now let us see the arrangement of Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay. Now it consists of the horizontal rows called the periods. The first 2 periods are similar to the Newland's octaves. Then it has the 8 vertical columns called the groups. Now in a group, the elements have very similar properties and exhibit a clear trend in properties down the group. Okay. So in a group, if you consider, elements have the similar properties. Okay. Now first 7 groups were divided into the 2 subgroups, A and B, on the basis of similarities in the properties of formula of oxides and hydrides. The elements which had kept in the left hand side of a group A are called as the normal or representative elements. The elements which were present in the right hand side, that is the group P, are called as the transition element. Okay, group A, normal elements, and group B, transition elements. The division is made on the basis of difference in their properties. Okay, and the group 8 had 9 transition elements present sets, each containing 3 elements lied in the fourth, fifth, and the sixth period. So here you can see in the table, you can observe the two sub. You can see the A subgroup and B subgroup. Okay, A subgroup and B subgroup till the seventh group. And mostly the group A elements are the normal elements and group B are the transition elements. Okay, then in the group 8, they said that there are 9 transition elements which are arranged in the set 3 elements. Okay, and they were in the fourth, fifth, and the sixth period. Okay, so this is how is the arrangement of the elements in the Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay, so here we have the 8 subgroups: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, then each subgroup is divided into the two subgroup till 7. Here you can say A, B. Again here you have A, B subgroup. Okay, and the 8 subgroup, it had the 9 transition elements which were placed in the set of elements in the fourth, fifth, and the sixth period. Okay. So this is how was the arrangement of the elements in the periodic table. Now let us see what are the merits of the Mendeleev's periodic table. So you can see that while applying the law that the elements are a periodic function of their atomic masses to all the known elements, Mendeleev arranged the elements with a thought that the information available till then was not final, but it could change. Okay, what he considered that whatever the information was available at that time, it was not up to the mark, but it can change afterwards. So as a result of this, what Mendeleev has done that we are going to see now. Okay, so you can see that atomic masses of some elements were revised so as to give them proper place in the periodic table. Okay, in accordance with their properties. For example, beryllium atomic mass changed from 14.09, okay, to 9.4 was placed before the boron. So this is what he has done. He has revised the atomic mass of the sum of the elements. So you can see in the periodic table. You can see here the atomic mass of beryllium was revised. Here you can see the beryllium. Okay, so here its atomic mass 9.012. So initially its atomic mass was 14.09, but it was revised and the atomic mass of the beryllium became 9.012. Okay, so therefore this beryllium could be placed for the boron. So here you can see this is the boron. Okay, so this is boron. So beryllium, it is placed before the boron. Okay. Then let us see the next merit. Okay. So Mendeleev kept the vacant places in the periodic table for elements not discovered till then. Three of these unknown elements, named as Eka boron, Eka aluminum, and Eka silicon, of atomic mass as 44, 68, and 72. Their properties also are predicted. He also predicted their properties. Later on, these elements were discovered as scandium, gallium, and germanium. Okay. So what he has done, he has left places in the periodic table, right? So according to him, he knew that there would be some elements will be discovered later. So he had predicted that elements, yes, this type of elements will be discovered. Okay. So what were their predicted atomic mass of that element? It was 44, 68, and 72. Okay. And let us see in the periodic table. Here, 44, 68, and 72. Okay. So here in the periodic table, we can see here we have 44. So here is the 44. Then we have 68. Okay. And 72. So here we can see the that 44, that element which was earlier known by him as the Eka boron. Okay. So later on, when it was discovered, it was known as the scandium. Okay. So this is how he had predicted the elements, even though the elements discovered at that time. And he has left the vacancies for this type of elements. So here you have also see here 72, that is the germanium. Okay. So this was also, this place was kept vacant. Okay. So go in the class, right? Every student is assigned a particular place, that every day also student will sit at this place, right? So what the student which will reach the school earlier, they will occupy their place, and the students which will come late, or the students which are absent, their place will be left vacant, right? And afterwards, when they will come, the place will be filled. So similarly, the same thing was done. The elements which were known at that time, okay, they had the place in the periodic table, and Mendeleev have predicted that elements will be discovered later in the future. So he has kept some places for them. Okay, so that vacant places he has kept for these elements which had the atomic mass 44, 68, and 72, which were later discovered as scandium, gallium, and germanium. And he has also predicted their properties. Now, if we consider one of the element, that is the Eka aluminum, okay, its atomic mass is 68 according to the Mendeleev's, okay, and its actual atomic mass is 69.7. Then he has predicted the density as 5.9, and the actual density, it's according to him, the melting point of that element was low, and actual melting point was 30.2. Okay. Then if we consider the nature of the oxide, it was amphoteric oxide, and actually also it is amphoteric oxide. Means whatever the properties he has predicted, Okay, most of the properties were same. Then let us see the next one. There was no place reserved for the noble gases. Okay, so no place reserved for the noble gases in the Mendeleev's periodic table. However, when the noble gases such as the helium, neon, and argon were discovered, Mendeleev created the zero group, okay, without disturbing the original periodic table in which the noble gases were fitted very well. Got it? Means, see, this also he has done a very good thing. At that time, noble gases were not discovered, okay, and there was no place reserved in the Mendeleev's original periodic table for the noble gases. But what was done when noble gases were discovered? What Mendeleev has done, he has created the separate group. Okay, he created the separate group for the noble gases. And suppose if we consider that the separate table can be made for the noble gases. Somewhere if we consider, okay, so he had made the separate table for the noble gases. Okay, now you can see that this noble gas did not interfere with this table. There was no interference of this separate table with this Mendeleev's table. Okay, and the elements, other elements were also not disturbed with this. Okay, and he called that as the zero group without disturbing the original periodic table in which the noble gases were fitted very well. Then let us see what are the merits of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Okay, so Mendeleev's periodic table has the following defects. Okay, let's of the hydrogen. Now the position of the hydrogen in the periodic table is anomalous. Hydrogen, it resembles the also means it is somewhat similar to the alkali metals, for example, lithium, sodium, potassium. Then hydrogen resembles the properties of both alkali metals and halogens also. So therefore, the position of the hydrogen was not specified, whether the hydrogen should be or whether it should be placed with the alkali metals. Okay, so this was a defect in the Mendeleev's periodic table. So you can always remember this position of hydrogen. We could not specify the proper position of the hydrogen in the periodic table because the hydrogen, it resembles the alkali metals also, the halogens also. Then what was the second defect? That is the position of the lanthanides and the actinides. From the atomic number 57 to 71 are collectively known as the lanthanides. They do not have a proper place in the periodic table. They all have been placed in the group 3 and period 6. Okay, so similarly the actinides, which starts from the atomic number 89 to 103, also have no periodic table. So these elements also have been placed in the same position in the group 3 and period 7. Okay, so second defect that I remember, that is the position of the lanthanides and actinides. Okay, there was no proper place in the periodic table for lanthanides, which started from the atomic number 57. Okay, and actinides, which started from the atomic number 89. Then next demerit, some similar elements are separated while some dissimilar elements have been in the group. So you can see that some similar elements are placed in the periodic table. For example, copper and mercury, okay, silver and thallium, and lead. On the other hand, some dissimilar elements have been placed together in the same group. Okay, for example, copper, silver, and gold have been placed in group 1 along with the alkali metals. Similarly, manganese is placed in the group of the halogens. What it means? The elements with the similar separated, and those with the dissimilar ones are placed together. Then next one you have the presence of anomalous pair of elements. In Mendeleev's periodic table, elements are arranged in order of the increasing atomic mass. In some places, this order has been ignored. Elements with a higher atomic mass were placed in before the element with the lower atomic mass. Okay, so see here the atomic is 40 and that of the potassium is 39. But argon is placed before the potassium in the periodic table. Then the position of the cobalt and nickel are not in the proper order. Atomic mass of 58.9 is placed before the nickel, whose atomic mass is 58.6. Okay. The higher atomic mass is placed before the lower atomic mass. Then same for the tellurium. Its atomic mass is 127.6 is placed before iodine, whose atomic mass is 126.9. Similarly for the thorium. Thorium atomic mass is 232.12 is placed before the protactinium, whose atomic mass is 231. Okay. We are arranging the elements in the order of their increasing atomic mass, but so for some elements, you can see that the element with the higher atomic mass is placed before the lower atomic mass. Okay, so this was also the defect of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Then next we have the position of the isotopes. So the isotope of an element have no place in the periodic table. Now what are the isotopes? Isotopes are the elements with the same atomic number and different mass number. Okay, so these are called as the isotopes. So Mendeleev's periodic table was based on representing the elements in increasing order of the atomic masses. But isotopes were not included in his periodic table. So here we can suppose we consider one example. We have the carbon. Okay, its atomic number is 6. Okay, now carbon is suppose having 2 isotopes. Now both the carbons number 6. Okay, but atomic mass of one carbon is suppose 12 and atomic mass of another carbon is 14. Okay, they are having the same atomic number but different atomic mass number. So these are the isotopes. Okay, so Mendeleev could not tell anything about the position of the isotope. Understood? So these were the defects of the Mendeleev's periodic table. No proper place for isotopes, no proper place for, he could not specify the position of the hydrogen. Okay, then the element in the increasing order of the atomic mass, but this sequence could not be followed for some of the elements as we have seen in the example. Okay, then we have seen that some dissimilar elements were placed together in the periodic table. Okay, and also the position of the lanthanides and actinides properly mentioned. So these are some of the defects of the Mendeleev's periodic table. However, still we can say that the Mendeleev's periodic table was very much useful. Okay, classification of elements, and further scientists who have discovered the model also took the basis of the Mendeleev's periodic table to classify the elements. Okay. So students, we have studied about the Mendeleev's periodic table, how he has arranged the elements in this table. Okay, what are the merits of the Mendeleev's periodic table, the demerits of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Then we have studied about the Newland's law of octaves, how the Newland has arranged the elements in the order of the increasing atomic mass, and the property of the first element and the eighth element was similar. Okay. So Anyone having any doubt in this? We have studied about the Newland and the Mendeleev's periodic table today. This was also a very important part of the lesson. So students, what you have to do? Tell you. Okay, so state Newland's law of octaves, state Mendeleev's periodic law, write the merits of Mendeleev's periodic table, write the merits of this periodic table. Okay, so this is your homework for today. Okay, yes, anyone is having any doubt in this Mendeleev's periodic table and Newland's law of octaves?
Hello, ma'am. Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Okay, would someone like to tell me Newland's law of octaves? Can someone tell me what is the Newland's law of octaves?
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, in Newland's law of octaves, Newland have said that first element and eighth elements have similar properties.
Yes. Good. Very good. Then, would someone tell me Mendeleev's periodic law?
Mendeleev's periodic law states that the physical and chemical properties of elements.
Yes. And how he has arranged the elements in the periodic table?
Hello, ma'am. Mendeleev's periodic law state that its elements are placed by increasing order of atomic masses.
Atomic mass,
Masses.
right? Yes, and they are the periodic function of the atomic masses. So what is the meaning of that periodic function? Why we use the word periodic? They are the periodic function of atomic masses.
Ma'am, one element have similar properties and came as some
Yes.
intervals again, then we said that it's a periodic.
They are repeated. Okay.
It repeated.
Yes. That only. Okay, good. So therefore we call it as the periodic. So can you someone tell me one of the merit of the Mendeleev periodic table? You can tell me any one merit of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Yes.
Ma'am, merit of Mendeleev's periodic table. First one is that we have stated that how every elements are placed in atomic masses according to the atomic masses. And ma'am, one more merit of a Mendeleev periodic table is that by Eka boron he have present places for Eka boron, Eka silicon, Eka aluminium. After that, they discovered first cadmium, gallium, and magnesium, aluminium.
See, what he had given the names Eka boron, Eka aluminium, and Eka silicon. Okay, so their atomic masses were 44, 68, and 72. And when these elements were discovered, okay, so scandium, gallium, and germanium. Yes. Okay, so he has left the vacant place for them. Okay, so good, very good. Now, tell me any one of the demerit of the Mendeleev's periodic table.
Ma'am, मैं बोलूं?
हाँ, बोलो.
He could not place the element hydrogen in position in the periodic tabular form.
Yes.
More element was yet to be known.
Huh.
Hello, ma'am. Can I say?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, a demerit of Mendelic periodic table is he have not stated the position of isotopes,
Yes, yes. Very good.
and some elements are placed no, it's in not according to their atomic masses. Means
Yes. Means
small
higher atomic.
masses are
Yes.
uh,
Higher atomic mass are placed before the smaller atomic mass.
yes.
And about the
And ma'am,
position of
and ma'am, he have places the wrong at hydrogen in
Yes.
first term.
So he could not tell the position of the hydrogen. Could not specify it properly. Okay. Good. Also, you remember that is a very big thing. Okay, students. So you can just write down this in your notebook.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, to teach us nicely.
Okay, this question. Okay, ma'am.
Hello, Sonia ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Complete today's topic.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, students.
Thank you, teacher, to teach us nicely and giving the questions to answer.
Okay, okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, students. For today, all the 4 lectures have been completed. Tomorrow, we'll meet it again 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, I'm ending up the session for all. All the students, topics have been taught to you today. And tomorrow, again, you are having any doubts, you can ask your doubts and get it clear. Thank you, ma'am. Again, thank you to students.
Thank you, teacher. Welcome,
Bye,
teacher.
teacher.
Bye, teacher.